In June 2024, one of the most powerful men in Nollywood went on Instagram and told every producer in Nigeria to stop hiring a 19-year-old girl. Not a scandal about drugs, not a crime, a girl who had been acting since she was 10. He said he would personally show up on any film set that used her and shut it down. Most careers don't survive that. Hers did, and how she survived it is the part nobody talks about. On this channel, we tell one true African story at a time. Real people, real records, no embellishment. If you're joining us for the first time, take 1 second and hit subscribe so you never miss a story that might change how you see your own. Now, let's begin. Before that video went viral, this girl was supposed to be untouchable. Over 30 films before she could vote, an AMVCA before she finished secondary school. Veterans twice her age were calling her the future of Nigerian cinema. Then, one Friday afternoon, one video from one angry man, and Nigerians were asking a different question entirely. Is this the end? Her name is Angel Unigwe, and to understand what happened in June 2024, you have to go back to a living room in Lagos and a mother who made a decision that would shape everything, the good and the bad. She was born Divine Angel Unigwe on the 27th of June 2005 in Lagos, one of 5 children, an Igbo family. Nothing famous about them, except her mother, Juliet, saw something, and instead of just clapping for her daughter at church drama, she did what most Nigerian parents would never do. She took the child to the industry herself. Juliet became Angel's manager, mother and manager, one person. Hold that detail, it matters later. In 2015, at around 10 years old, Angel got her first role in a TV series called Alison's Stand. Small part, nobody knew her name, but directors kept calling her back. There was something about this girl. She didn't act like a child reciting lines. She acted like she understood pain. By her mid-teens, she had over 30 credits, Light in the Dark, 3 Thieves, even King of Boys. Yes, that King of Boys. Now, let's be honest about what a child actor's life actually looks like in Nigeria. While her classmates were doing homework, Angel was doing night shoots. While they rested on holidays, she was on location in another state. School in the morning, set in the evening, for years, and the industry noticed. 2019, she wins Best Young or Promising Actor at the Africa Movie Academy Awards, the AMAA, that's continental, not local. 2021, Best Child Actress at the Best of Nollywood Awards for her performance in Strain. Then, May 2023, the AMVCAs, the biggest night in African screen entertainment, they hand her the Trailblazer Award. 17 years old, standing on that stage, being told, you are the one clearing the road for the next generation. And she wasn't alone. A whole wave of young stars was rising with her. Mercy Kenneth took Teen Act of the Year at the Nigerian Women Achievers Awards that same year. Something was shifting in Nollywood. The children had arrived. For Angel, this was the mountain top. 13 months later, a man old enough to be her grandfather would go online and try to end all of it. Because after the AMVCA, everything pointed one direction, up. She entered the University of Lagos, reportedly studying an arts-related course while still shooting films. Brand work was coming in. Her Instagram was heading towards 700,000 followers. She had done the hardest thing in entertainment, survived the jump from child star to young adult actress, the jump that swallows most child actors whole. It looked like the risky part of the story was over. It wasn't. The risky part hadn't even started. Friday, June the 21st, 2024. Kanayo O. Kanayo, if you grew up on Nollywood, you know that name. Decades in the industry, a senior man, a lawyer even. He posts a video, visibly angry, and he calls out Angel Unigwe and her mother by name. His allegation that Angel's mother pulled her off his set at 9 p.m. before the agreed time had expired, that this woman, in his words, had been holding producers to ransom, that other producers had complained before him. Then, he goes further than anyone expected. He tells every producer in Nigeria, from this day, any set that employs Angel Unigwe, he will come there himself and make sure filming does not hold. A public boycott call against a 19-year-old from one of the most respected veterans alive. The internet did what the internet does. Some people dragged the mother, some dragged Kanayo O. Blogs ran wild. Within weeks, rumors were flying that Angel had been banned from Nollywood entirely. Now think about her position for a moment. She's 19. The person being accused is not some stranger. It's her own mother, her manager, the woman who built her career from nothing. And the person accusing them is a man the whole industry respects. If she defends her mother publicly, she fights a legend. If she stays silent, people assume guilt. And if producers get scared, the phone stops ringing. In Nollywood, a silent phone is a buried career. One video, that's all it took to put everything on the line. So what did she do? Here's what she did not do. She did not go online to insult a veteran. No shade posts, no crying videos, no 20-slide explanation on Instagram. In a country where every celebrity fight becomes content, that silence was loud. The response came through the proper channel, through her management. The family rejected the allegations completely. Her mother called them baseless falsehoods, and they took the matter to their lawyers. Legal action was filed against Kanayo O, quietly, formally. And then, Angel did the only thing that could actually answer the question everyone was asking. She kept working. No verified reports ever confirmed any ban. Through 2025, her name kept appearing on new releases, 20 Days to Valentine, and film after film on the Nollywood YouTube circuit. School continued. The followers kept growing. To this day, there is no publicly confirmed resolution of the dispute, no court judgment reported, no settlement announced, so we won't invent one. But here is the fact nobody can argue with. The boycott that was supposed to erase her didn't. So where is Angel Unigwe today? 20 years old, an undergraduate, over 30 films and counting, still booking work, still growing an audience across Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. And one more thing, because this channel deals in facts, you'll see blogs quoting her so-called net worth, $50,000 here, $150,000 there. None of those figures come from any official source, so we are not repeating them. What's verifiable is simpler and honestly more impressive. 15 years in the industry before age 20, 3 major award recognitions, and a career that survived a public attack from a titan. The girl they said should not be hired is still being hired. Now bring this home, because this is not really a celebrity story. Somewhere in Nigeria right now, somebody senior to you has spoken against you. A boss who blocked your promotion, an oga in your industry who told others not to work with you, a family elder who announced that you will not amount to anything. And because they are older, louder, more connected, people believed them. Your instinct says fight, reply them, drag them, defend yourself everywhere to everybody. But watch what actually saved Angel's career. 2 things only. First, the right channel, not the loud channel. The family didn't try to win the argument on Instagram. They took it to lawyers and let the process carry the weight. When somebody powerful comes against you, emotion is expensive and process is cheap. HR, a written appeal, a lawyer, documentation, boring routes, but boring routes protect you. Second, work that speaks when you can't. Every film she released after June 2024 was an answer no press statement could give. Producers kept hiring her because the work was there before the wahala, and the work remained after it. Your best defense against a bad report is a long record. Build the record now before you need it, because the day trouble comes, you won't have time to start. Nobody's mouth, however big, is bigger than your evidence. There's an old story this mirrors almost exactly. A teenager shows up at a battlefield with bread for his brothers. His own eldest brother sees him and disgraces him publicly. Go back to your small sheep. Who even invited you here? Then the king himself looks at him and says, "You cannot do this. You are just a boy." David didn't argue. He pointed to his record, the lion and the bear he had already faced when nobody was watching. And then he simply did the work in front of everybody. And notice something people skip. Years later, when King Saul was actively hunting David, David got 2 clean chances to strike back. He refused both. He said the matter was not his to settle by his own hand, and he let time and truth fight for him. Anointed young, dismissed by seniors, attacked by power, answered with restraint and results. That's not motivation. That's a strategy that is 3,000 years old and still working. One man's video tried to write the ending of Angel Unigwe's story. She's still writing it herself. So when a big voice speaks against your future, remember, a voice, however senior, is only a voice. The people who tried to close the door on David ended up living in his kingdom.